La La Land is a new musical written and directed by Damien Chazelle, who had previously done Whiplash, which is an excellent movie. And this is also an excellent movie.
It's pretty strange that we keep running into each other.
Maybe it means something.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think so. You could just write your own roles, write something that's as interesting as you are.
What are you gonna do?
I have my own club.
I've seen the movie twice now, and, I really loved it both times. It's very interesting how it is not a modern take on the musical. Like, some of my favorite musicals, and I love musicals, but my favorite ones are like Once, and This From This Year Begin Again. And I really like the different style of musicals, where they don't really just break out in the song, but, they incorporate into the movie because they're musicians. And I think this one kind of took a little bit of inspiration from that, where the one main character is a jazz musician, and like some of it is him like playing a song for her, and that's kind of how it's intertwined. But it's also interesting it's very old-fashioned, the musical. And I really liked it, but it's like, you don't see too many dance numbers. Like, it is real dance numbers, and they're excellent. Like, I actually think the dancing is almost better than the singing. Because the singing is a little odd, because it seems like the whole movie, they don't really sing with their full voice. They're all kind of like a little breathy, a little like they're trying to be quiet. And, it's not, they don't become off as that great singers. But I think it's kind of meant to be like that, but they're meant to be like real people. But especially, like, I know it's one of the biggest songs. And that's one thing there's not too many memorable songs, other than City of Stars. City of Stars is the one that you'll be kind of singing in your head for days afterwards. And one of the big performances of it is kind of odd because it almost seems like it's, an outtake. Because, it's starring Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone as the couple. And Emma Stone, while they're singing it, she's like almost kind of laughing and giggling like while she's singing it. Almost like she made a mistake, but they just still keep going. And it creates an interesting musical where they're not, they're not trying too hard to sing. Sometimes like in musicals, they're like so, like, they just break out in the song and it's perfect, and that they're overdubbing it, that they're singing in the studio and they're putting it over their voice. And in this, they're singing live, and on the scene, and that's really cool. But at the same time, they're not the best singers. And even like some of the other people when they have like just random people like in the opening on the highway, like even then they're not like great, excellent singers. Like, they're all great dancers, but like the only time in the whole movie that someone actually uses their full voice is Emma Stone towards the end in one of the auditions, and that's really it. The other time it's all just a little downplayed, but it's almost a beautiful way to do it. It's really different. I also loved how there is a story more than just the singing. Like, a lot of times in musicals, the music is the story. And this one, the music can move along the story, and it's part of the story. But there's also a lot of drama scenes and dialogue of them talking, especially before they get together. And that's one thing I do wish that there was more time spent with them as a couple. It seems like a big build-up to like the courtship, but once they're together, it kind of just goes into a bunch of montages to move the story along. And that is a little bit of an overuse of the montage, I think. Like, I understand they're trying to show the passage of time, but it gets a little too much. I'd rather see more actual scenes through that time instead of just jumping forward. But, as a whole, I love the film, and I definitely agree with it getting all the accolades it's been getting. And it's probably going to win the Oscar. It's because, it's very, it's like a lot of, all the old white guys that are, have the member berries for the old musicals. They'll absolutely love this film and vote for it. But it's not just reminiscing about the old musicals. I think it does do its own thing. And, I'd probably give it like a 9.5 out of 10, 9.25 out of 10. And I definitely recommend that you see it. Like, I think now I finally able to see it because it was, it's out in theaters, and I saw it again on a screener the other night. But, you should go see it if it's in your area. I mean, especially if you enjoy musicals. But even if you don't enjoy musicals, I think you still may like it. So I'm going to talk really quick about some spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, you can stop right now. And thanks for watching. But if you want to see a little bit more of what I saw about the end, you keep watching. So in the end, they don't get together. And, at first, I kind of wish that they left it more open-ended. But then you wouldn't have had that excellent final scene of the movie, which was really beautiful, where they kind of... Like, when I watched it again, I realized how much of a dick that Ryan Gosling was being. Like, almost every chance he got, he said the wrong thing, or was mean, or didn't appear for her show. And, she was kind of just, like, responding to it. Like, I mean, some of the things she did were goofy, but in the whole, she was in the right in most of their arguments that they had. So, like, it was kind of cool seeing, like, the whole movie played back where he did everything right instead, and that they were together and they had a baby instead of her being with some other random guy. And, that was kind of beautiful, and I really liked that. And I think, it is Hollywood, so maybe she could divorce this rando she's married to now and get back with him. But who knows? And, it's really interesting how it's played out, like, when she sees the sign and everything that she had created. And, it's a beautiful little thing that, like, that one song that City of Stars kind of plays throughout the whole movie. Like, you hear the notes playing, and that's kind of like their song. And it's really interesting how they did that. And I really can't wait to see what the director does next. Like, well, he does another music-related film or something else. But I think he'll probably be able to do whatever he wants now after this. And I'm really looking forward to it. So thanks for watching, and you can check out my other movies and book reviews over here and here. And thanks.